Bonjour everybody. It is a privilege to stand here and speak to you, my fellow human beings, about the recent events in Paris. Before I begin, I must tell you that I underwent a spiritual transformation this weekend. I attended an ayahuasca ceremony, and it has left me with no option but to tell you the truth as I see it now, which is going to put me in grave danger of my life. Firstly, and my heartfelt condolences go to all the families and friends of the victims of the terrible violence in Paris. It is a very difficult time for these people, and we have great sympathy for them. It is very important, though, to create a context for what is happening, and what I am about to say may be very difficult for the families of the victims who hear, and therefore we say that the rest of this message is not for those families who rightly should be in grief right now. We have to talk about the use of violence to control people. Terrorism is a big word which world leaders have never been able to define. Its simple meaning is the use of fear, extreme fear. If we use this definition, then will not we all guilty of spreading fear when we share all these stories on the internet? Are not the media creating terror in us by what they report and how they report it? And let's not forget the intention of those who perpetuate this violence to terrorize us all. There are many unspoken messages in our culture, and one of them is around the fear of death. The media, governments, and the fundamentalists, or should I say the other fundamentalists, use the fear of death in order to control people. But I say we must stop fearing death. We must stop seeing death as something that is negative. All of us are going to die. And there are many people who believe in reincarnation, and that we will come back here over and over and over again. And so death is not something to fear. In fact, death is very beautiful. Speak to anybody who has been present at the death of somebody, and many will tell you that it is a beautiful transition and transformation. Furthermore, I have some important statistics for you. On the day of the Paris attacks, 150,000 people died all around the world, and double that number were born. So on the day of the attack, 99.99% of the people that died were not involved in the attack. More people will die that day from drunk drivers, heat, DIY accidents, bed pillow suffocation, obesity, alcohol, and electrocution, and worst of all, perhaps, suicide. So why do the governments and media put so much attention on all of this? It seems obvious that this is not to keep us safe, but to instill fear in us so that they can have more and more control over us all, and over all the resources on this planet. I have therefore decided that it is time to really help the nation with preventative measures for the deaths that are more likely to get you. We will be putting police officers outside McDonald's to prevent deaths from their so-called food. We will alert people to the dangers of their pillows and provide chaperones to the millions of people on antidepressants so that they don't get an opportunity to kill themselves. Please let us know by email if you need help. All these things are more likely to kill us than a terror attack. There's really nothing to worry about. Death is inevitable. The chances of getting killed in a terror attack are minuscule. If you're so worried about death, pay attention to your lifestyle, to what you eat, to how much you exercise, to your stress levels. But perhaps we should deal with our fear of death, which can be done through therapy and reading. If you insist on worrying about people who die unnecessarily, why not focus on the 21,000 people who die of starvation every day? We know who they are and where they are, and we throw enough food in the Western world to feed them several times over. Why are their lives less important than the 129 people who died in Paris? Why is everyone flying the French flag? Why not fly the flag of the African countries wherein people die every day from preventable illness? So may I bless you all that you do not worry about these things. They are statistically irrelevant. Instead of worrying about these things, may I offer some suggestions. May I bless you all, us all, that we put our attention on ourselves, on our own thoughts and feelings, and choose different thoughts. For example, There are 7 billion people on the planet today, of which 150,000 will die, leaving almost 7 billion who are still alive. 7 billion hearts beating automatically, 14 billion lungs breathing in the air, 7 billion people, the majority of whom are doing good things every day. Think about the people in your life, the magical miracle of your own life, and the billions that wake up every day, not the 150,000 people who die, which is not a problem anyway. Furthermore, let us turn the attack into a positive experience. Let's be grateful that in the Western world we are not being dominated by these nutcases. Perhaps other nutcases, but are not quite as crazy as these ones. Maybe they are. That they are a tiny minority, ISIS, and that they only really affect a tiny minority negatively unless we allow them to do so. Let us celebrate our freedoms that were fought for us. Let us make more love. Let us make more jokes. Let us be more playful. Let us be more creative. Let us count our blessings. Many of us are living lives that our ancestors could only have dreamt of.